Hello, this is Julia Fisher, teaching you Playwriting 101. This is our final episode in our series on structure, answering the question, how can I arrange the pieces of my play to keep my audience most engaged? And today, we're finally talking about catharsis. Let's go. This part of your story goes by various names. The resolution, falling action, denouement, the road back, the return, the new balance. No matter which term you use, they all refer to the fact that we can't just end a story immediately after the climax. We need to be able to see what the climax meant to the characters and how they're going to move forward from here. I prefer to use the term catharsis because it refers specifically to the emotions being felt by the audience and by your characters. Catharsis means the process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions. So hopefully your audience has been holding their breath during the climax of your play, and then the catharsis is a chance to let out that breath and to process what they were just feeling. Catharsis is a period of cleansing that hints at what the future might bring. It's what allows the audience to feel satisfied with an ending instead of feeling like it was a cliffhanger. As you can see from our structure guide, the catharsis is the very end of your play, and it should be about the last 5% of your play. So, if you're writing a 10-page play, the catharsis will be the very end of page 10. If you're writing a full-length play, the catharsis might be the last 5 to 10 pages of your play. Maybe a little longer if your play's longer. When you're thinking about your catharsis, ask yourself these questions. How do your characters react to what just happened? How do you want your audience to react? Do you want your audience to agree with, disagree with, be upset about whatever the characters did during the climax? What's going to happen next? How does this change the lives of the characters? You don't have to, and you shouldn't, tell your audience everything. You can leave us in some mystery, but you do want to give us at least a hint as to what might happen next. So here are some examples of catharsis. If your protagonist killed your antagonist in the climax of your play, maybe the catharsis is that they take a moment, take a few deep breaths, look at the body, cover it with a blanket, leave and lock the door. Maybe the antagonist storms away after the big fight that was the climax of your play, and then the protagonist looks around, sighs, and then angrily throws something away that belonged to the antagonist. The protagonist calls their mom to tell them what happened. The protagonist decides it's time to finally return home. The protagonist and antagonist finally hug. The protagonist thinks about what they want to do next. The characters start cleaning up the mess they made, whether literally or figuratively. It's easy for people to forget about spending time on the catharsis. The climax is over, the hard part is done. But the catharsis is the last thing that your audience will remember. And it's a great chance to let the audience take that deep breath and process their feelings and come away with clearer emotions and responses to your story. So, let's answer our big structure question one last time. How can we arrange the structure of our play to keep our audience most engaged? And our answer for today, to include catharsis in the last 5% of your play, to let the audience and the characters take a breath and react to what just happened. Thank you so much for joining me on this series on structure. Up next, you can look forward to series on character, conflict, and dialogue, in addition to some freestanding episodes. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time, and happy writing.